Cowboys lose John Stevens Jr. to season-ending injury. The season is now over for John Stevens Jr. after the young tight end suffered a major knee injury in practice on Wednesday, as the Dallas Cowboys continue their preparation for taking on the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. Stevens tore his ACL for the second time in as many seasons, the first occurring in 2023, when he went down in the preseason and subsequently battled through what became a redshirt season on injured reserve. He will now return to IR for 2024, the latest in a growing line of injuries in Dallas. "I'm very disappointed," said head coach Mike McCarthy. "I think, to a man, you could just feel the energy sucked out of practice at that moment. We can't say enough about him. He's a young man with a very bright future, but this is just another setback, unfortunately. It's just the work that he's put in. He's here every day. He's done everything that's been asked of him, and frankly, we were trying to get him more work coming out of the bye week. We had plans to try and get him more involved. Just a very unfortunate injury." An undrafted free agent signing following the 2023 NFL Draft, Stevens quickly made a name for himself over the course of his first summer in with the Cowboys, so much so that he earned more and more reps in training camp and into the preseason, prior to his initial injury, creating a conversation headlined by his potential to be an impactful red zone target. That was again the dialogue amongst the coaching staff following his return to this year's training camp, and though he hadn't yet made his debut for the Cowboys through the first 6 games, he continued to ramp up toward it. The former TCU and Louisiana talent will now have to hope for better odds in his 3rd season, following yet another very long and arduous road to recovery. Micah Parsons injury update. Cowboys star has yet to pass key mark. The Dallas Cowboys were hoping to have star defender Micah Parsons return to the field in Week 8 against the San Francisco 49ers following the team's bye week. Unfortunately, Parsons still has some work to do. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said earlier in the week that Parsons would be a game-time decision, and head coach Mike McCarthy's latest update seems to confirm that statement. According to McCarthy, Parsons has yet to pass the return-to-play threshold. McCarthy said, "Well, there's always a threshold of return to play. He's not over that threshold yet. Until he can get out there and cut it loose, I think when you have veteran players, the general is if they don't practice on Saturday, they're not going to play in the game. If you're looking for a finish line, it would be full participant player in Saturday's practice. Ages, obviously you'd like to have him go in pads first on Thursday, but Micah has played a lot of football for us. He has a high understanding of our defense. That's kind of a general approach that I've always taken." Parsons, who suffered a high ankle sprain in the Cowboys' Week 4 win over the New York Giants, will be part of Thursday's rehab group. Having the all-pro pass rusher back on the field would be a major boost for the Cowboys' wounded defense, but for now they must move forward with the expectation that he will not be available. Kickoff between the Cowboys and 49ers is set for 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC, with live streaming on Peacock. Mike McCarthy takes responsibility in response to Jones' criticism of the offense. Mike McCarthy reacts to Jerry Jones ripping Cowboys play calling. Mike McCarthy takes responsibility in response to Jerry's criticism. The Dallas Cowboys are in full preparation mode for the San Francisco 49ers after spending the bye week reflecting on some of the embarrassing losses at the start of the season. On Tuesday, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones made his weekly radio appearance and answered a handful of questions from why the team did not pursue Derrick Henry to providing updates on some of the team's injured stars. During the appearance, Jones also fired off some unexpected but honest criticism about head coach Mike McCarthy and the team's offense. On Wednesday, McCarthy met with the media before the team hit the field for practice and was asked about Jones' comments, which included criticizing the team's play calling and offensive schemes. McCarthy took responsibility for the offense not being where the team wants it to be. "I talk to Jerry all the time. We've had time to go through the self-scout. I didn't see the comments specifically, but I don't think we have bad concepts and bad plays. But I'll go back and check," McCarthy said. "We're not where we want to be. That's clear, and that's ultimately my responsibility, and I'm fully aware of that. We're very diligent. We're on top of what we want to do. Hopefully things can get back on track after the bye week." Kickoff between the Cowboys and 49ers is set for 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC, with live streaming on Peacock. Are Jerry Jones fan tours a hurdle to a Cowboys Super Bowl? Another round of scrutiny on the Cowboys' tours of the facility. Frisco, Texas. A tour guide presents a wall display of the Dallas Cowboys' proudest achievements to a group of 20-plus people crowded in front of him, many wearing a mix of Cowboys jerseys. At the other end of the hallway, less than a football field away, are the Cowboys' position meeting rooms. A player opens a door and walks out. "Before we get started, we have a few ground rules," the tour guide says. If a player or coach walks by, don't yell, don't talk to them. Don't take pictures of any people. If they come up to you, that's fine. It's a work day here at the Dallas Cowboys. For $40 a pop, fans can experience what the employee manning the tour information booth that day described as a day in the life of a Cowboys player. It's $70 for the ultimate fan experience, which includes an authentic letter of fandom from Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, a souvenir tote, a lapel pin, and a dining and shopping coupon to use at the Star, $90 to add on a Q&A session with an AI Jerry. The Cowboys say tours of the Star and AT&T Stadium combined sell about 500,000 tickets per year and generate nearly $10 million of annual revenue, which is considered football-related income and included in the league's revenue share with players, who receive 48%. Most NFL clubs work to limit distractions for players and staff. Paranoia motivates owners to keep the public and media out of the minutiae of football business. But Jones is built differently. "I have always thought that the way to promote the Cowboys and to add interest into what we were doing was to involve in every corner that's possible fan interest," Jones says. First Cowboys injury report for Week 8 raises major concern about Micah Parsons. Even after the bye, many of Dallas Stars may still be unavailable. While the 49ers have dominated this matchup over the last 3 years, Dallas will get a neutered version of the reigning NFC champs. That is important, but the Cowboys have their own injury concerns to worry about. While defensive lineman DeMarcus Lawrence and Marshawn Kneeland remained on IR, Dallas is hopeful to get a number of players back this week. All-Pro defenders Micah Parsons and Darren Bland top that list. Parsons and Bland returning is no guarantee, though, and the first injury report of the week underlined that in a concerning manner. Parsons worked with the rehab group at Wednesday's practice and was listed as a DNP, did not participate. While it is still early in the week, this is not a great sign for Parsons' availability.